I'm like, I'm going, spit it out, spit it out.
All right, good afternoon, everybody. Notice is hereby given that the regular council meeting of the city of Bertram will be held this 11th day of August, 2026, 12 p.m. in the city council chambers here at 110 East Bond Street, Bertram, Texas. I call this meeting to order. Roll call.
Councilmember Fisher,
Present.
Councilmember Wilson,
Here.
Councilmember Predmore,
Present.
Mayor Valadez,
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem DeFrancis,
Present.
Councilmember Goebel.
Here.
Mayor, you have quorum.
Thank you. Mike, would you like to give the invocation, please? Pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Consent agenda items 1.1, July 28, 2026, regular meeting minutes.
I make a motion to accept the regular meeting minutes.
Second.
We have a motion by Anthony, a second by Betty. All those in favor? Department reports 2.1, Police Department monthly activity. Chief Brantley.
Jason.
Said it was a little bit of a busy month last month. We took 527 calls, which is up from 495. Total of 22 arrests, 15 of those being traffic related. And as far as traffic violations, we did 304, which is a significant increase from last month.
All right, thank you. Code enforcement monthly activity. Ted?
Morning. Last month I had 3 rubbish and yard calls. I had 3 buildings without permits. One of them was resolved. I removed 1 sign. I had 17 weeds or tall grass in yards. 14 of them were solved. 2 animal control issues and no intakes for last month.
Thank you, Ted. 2.3, municipal court report and monthly activity. Georgina?
For the month of, what are we on? July 2026, sorry. Total payments received, $7,064.97. There were 60 new cases, 38 cases disposed of in the court, 22 new warrants issued, 11 warrants closed, and 6 pretrials hearings in July.
How'd our new judge do today?
I heard good things.
Good. 2.4, development report and monthly activity. Georgina again?
Yeah, so for July in the Development Services Department, there was 25 various permits issued. Looks like there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, about 13 or so new building construction permits issued. And then there were quite a bit of inspections, like 105 total inspections that were performed by AOCA.
Thank you. 2.4.1, Utility Engineering Group, PLLC, city project status. Gary?
Not a lot to add to my memo, other than the elevated storage tank contractor is on site. If you've driven by the wastewater treatment plant site, you can see them out there working on the foundation. And then on the transmission main, they have about 500 feet of pipe left to lay out of 12.5 miles. So that's, they're getting to the end. And they'll start testing. We commented on the testing submittal this morning, so we're going back and forth and pretty close on getting how we're going to load the line and testing and all of those things done. Sent that to Adam for him to look at, and then they'll start testing hopefully next week.
And the elevated storage tank, Gary, so they've got to pour the slab for it.
Correct. Yep.
How long do they wait till they set that tank down?
So they'll start building the concrete column. So they'll have multiple days of pours to do that, and then once they get to the top out, they'll build the bowl on the ground and then raise it with a crane. So it'll be. I'll keep you updated on that. Probably I can send one of my guys up. And we have a drone can video it. Also, maybe something good for the website and all of that. But we can keep you updated on when they're going to raise it.
All right, thank you. 2.5, Utility Department Report, monthly activity. Adam?
We had 6 water leaks this month, completed 125 work orders, pumped roughly 13.9 million gallons of water. We did go back and fix roughly 87 water services in Grande Estates and CAP 2 sewer services so far. The guys put out roughly 6 tons of asphalt. The village is about wrapped up now. They'll still have to do a final walkthrough, but paving just got completed yesterday, doing final cleanup.
All right, and just so you know, I have the fire department send me a monthly water usage now.
I
I'm
did
going to
see
have them
that.
send it to you as well. They use 7,000 gallons.
I'm sure this coming
Last
up month will be quite a bit for this
Yeah.
last fire.
2.6, current financial status of the city. Georgina?
So in the general operating accounts, to include the money market, $3,571,856.44. In the enterprise or utility accounts, to include the CDs, $22,929,708.07, for a combined total of $26,501,564.51.
Thank you. All right, public hearing 3.1. Notice is hereby given that the City Council of the City of Bertram, Texas will hold a public hearing on Tuesday, August 11th, 2026, beginning at 12 p.m. in council chambers located at Bertram City Hall, 110 East Vaughn Street, Bertram, Texas, 78605, on the proposed Economic Development Corporation 2026-2027 fiscal year budget. The proposed budget is available for inspection by any person at City Hall or on the city's website at www.cityofbertram.org. Anyone who has concerns will have an opportunity to be heard during the public hearing. Time is now 12:08. We'll start that public hearing. Anyone has any questions or comment? And there is no comment. Do y'all have any questions? Thank you. Action items 4.1. Discuss and consider ordinance 215-072826, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Bertram, Texas, amending the Code of Ordinance by amending portions of Chapter 3, Article 3.05 signs, 3.05.006, and 3.05.007, amending the definitions of certain types of signs, providing of the repeal of any conflicting fees in the Code of Ordinance, and providing an effective date. So this was brought up about a month ago or longer. So Ted has been, he's our code enforcement. As he's been going around, he's been identifying things that are in our code that we need to change to make more sense for the city. And this is one of the things that he's brought to our attention. Do you have anything to?
Make sure the mic is on too, Ted.
Okay, we brought this up because there's a lot of businesses on Vaughn and in town that aren't getting seen by the main road. And the way the codes were written, they couldn't put any temporary signs out by the roads. With this new amendments, they'll be able to get a permit, to be able to put 2 up a year, as long as they have written permission from the landowners. I think this is going to help our businesses draw more customers into downtown here. That's the main reason why we decided to make this change.
Anybody have anything to add? Sure.
So, question, you're saying temporary signs only 2 times a year? For us that are on 29 or even off of 29, if we don't have some kind of signage, you're not gonna collect, you're not gonna get anybody to come through. I believe you told me 88,000? No, what'd you say? 88,000, is that what you told me? 88,000 people drive by every day?
18 to
18
20.
to 20 drive by every day. At my shop alone, the people who come in, I will say 95% say if they did not see my blow up outside with the arm waving, they would have never seen my shop. Because my shop sets off from the road, and that's the only sign they see. And I did get permission over a year ago from that code enforcement officer, which was the city. They told me to go over to
Police department.
the police department. Yes, sir, thank you. And get approval. I got approval for 2 cones and my sign, my blow up. And now all of a sudden I'm catching grief because I've moved from one location, which is actually was a busier location, to a location that's less seen. And now I'm told that I have X amount of time to get rid of my blow up and to spend $5,000 to $10,000 to put up a bigger sign. And I'm like, wait a minute. I think that's just kind of defeating the purpose when we're only been there a year. I'm trying to promote business. And I think everybody should have that opportunity. I'm not saying I should be I'm not saying that I don't want to be singled out, but I think that people on Vaughn should be able to have the opportunity to have them on 29 also. But I also know that our food truck is no longer there because they were given so much grief about it. And they felt like they were being singled out because they were over there with us. Now, whether that's true or not,
It's not true,
I'm not here to
but
debate that.
go on.
But because they were across the street and had flags and everything and nobody ever said anything, and the code enforcement officer, the new one, was here at that time. So now they've closed down. They're gone, at least for the next 3 months. So until we get this figured out.
So are
I
you
would
saying you
really
don't have
hope
any
that-
permanent signs for your business?
Not at this time,
Okay.
not permanent.
Are you planning on getting any? Okay.
Yeah, the
I am
EDC
working on
will work with you to
I'm
help,
sorry?
the EDC will work with you to
Yes.
help you get a grant for a permanent sign.
Correct. Correct, and I am working on that. I have to he did explain to me what all I needed when I called. I just haven't gotten it all done yet. But I still think that there should be able to be some kind of lenience, and to be honest with you, twice a year is not enough. To be able
Well,
to have
it's
promotional
it's
signs
for
out.
it's annually, so you could have 2 signs the whole year.
Correct. Right.
And then you get another permit at December 31st is when that expires. You get another one January 1st, and it
For the year.
goes for the next year.
So is that for the permanent? So you're telling me
No,
for
these
every
are
year?
for the temporary
This is
signs.
for the temporary
So
signs?
is that your concern that you can only have 2?
No, my concern was not being able to put my sign out.
Well, I
My
think
arm
that
sign
also the
when-
way it's written in here is, I don't know that that sign would be acceptable anyways, because it waves. And I believe that it's prohibited in this, yeah. They're not to be moving, twirling, doing any of that.
Well, I looked, and that's fine, I can take the arm off, but that's not the point. I looked up, and maybe I'm reading in something incorrectly, it says promotional signs. Type of temporary sign and usage for promotions may include banners, flags, pendants, streamers, balloons, inflatable signs. Maximum size balloons can be 18 inches, maximum number not applied, duration, it says 6 to 2 week periods of each calendar, no permit required. And that's what I printed off today. And I was like, okay, this doesn't make sense. So
I
clarification.
think
we-
the inflatable was, it couldn't be within 25 feet of the highway. For
Talking highway or
portable.
right away?
For portable.
Sorry?
There is a section that is, that does prohibit those, because I did read that to her
Yeah.
on the phone.
And that's why I looked it up.
Yeah. So that section may have that, but it may contradict the other.
And that's what we're doing here today. We're trying to fix all this stuff.
I just want to make sure I understand properly so that I don't want to disobey. That's not the deal. But I think we should be here to promote our businesses, not to hinder them, personally.
I agree with you.
I'm gonna put up a little flag and you're gonna charge me $35. Every time I walk in here, it's either 250, 145, or 165. Those are the three numbers that I come up with every single time, whether it was when I moved, that's the fees. And it's because, and I understand y'all are trying, and I commend you for that. Y'all are trying to make this where it's easier. Y'all are trying to get it on the internet where it's easier, I get that. But y'all are gonna kill us by $35 here, $10 here, and $20 here. Come on, just, give us a yearly fee and let us pay our yearly fee and put them out when we need to put them out for our promotions.
And I think that
That would be my request.
this, what was proposed, 2 per year, I think that would solve that issue. You get one permit for that year and then renew it every year. I think that solves your issue. Well, it's a permit for the
Or
sign.
the sign.
2 signs.
No, the
No. No,
permit is
once.
annually. You can have up
One
to 2
permit,
signs.
2 signs.
Yes.
And if I'm reading this right, that's one banner sign and then one sandwich board type, or is
I
it,
think it
does it
could be
matter?
anything.
Either-
and
either
then
or,
Temporary
yeah.
sign.
Anything. Well, a permanent sign can be, it's permanent. It's going to be permanently affixed.
There's no
Yeah.
fee, no anything
One-time
for
fee.
that. No.
That's why I was asking if you ever intend on putting a permanent sign on your permanent business. Okay. And then the fee. I did want to talk about that also. What is our current fee for?
I think it was 25.
The current fee, I think, is 128 or 138 for 1 month.
But the proposal was 25. And honestly, I don't see any. I don't see any point, unless you tell me differently, where we would have to get a inspector out there to check a temporary sign.
We wouldn't unless they put it in an area that wouldn't.
And that's where code enforcement
That's
would
where
come in.
code enforcement would come in. If it's not placed in the proper place, correct?
For temporary sign purposes, I mean, a permanent sign obviously would go through regular permitting channels of building. That's right. So
So in- sorry.
how would we control, that one temporary sign not being up for 3 years?
We wouldn't, and that was.
I mean,
kind of my
because
argument.
the
they'll
question.
fade, they'll tether, all that stuff.
Trash.
Kinda, yeah.
That was my concern in the notes that I put onto the side, is basically by allowing and I understand the purpose, the reason why Ted's doing it, makes a whole lot of sense. But you basically, you're turning them into permanent signs as long as they come in before December 31st. And that would be the concern, because they're not built to the same standards as a permanent sign would be. So that's something that.
And not that anybody here would not follow those rules and look into making sure that their signs are nice signs, you're gonna have those people that just leave them up and just wanna leave them up.
Would that be an area where, at the end of the year, first of the year, our code inspector could kind of take a look at signs and see what might need to be replaced, since we know what time of year those are gonna be paid for again? Would that be something that our code enforcer could do? Just kind of, okay, they just paid their permit for the year. I'm gonna go by and check out that sign and make sure it looks appropriate, not torn, not, because I think, could that be in our verbiage, that the sign has to be kept in a good condition?
Serviceable condition.
Yeah. Yeah.
Would it be ridiculous to think about putting some sort of backing sticker, something on the sign? So Ted can just look and say, good for the year, not good for the year, need a new one? Make it,
Yeah,
carry
I
a
just
ladder.
I think if he just checked them, he could let the business owner know verbally or by letter. Uh-huh,
okay.
yeah. They're filling out an application type form with the payment, so could that verbiage be in the form, Mike, that it has to be kept in good condition?
We can add that as part of the application, because there's 7 different things on here. We could put on here that just a notification that the sign must be in good, what do you call it, serviceable repair?
Working, serviceable.
I just want everybody to be aware that this temporary sign, it's temporary. It's for, you're having a sale, you're having a special event, you want to draw attention. It's not to replace a permanent sign on your business. I just want everybody to be aware of that. So,
I don't think I read anything in the ordinance about business owners having to like take up their signs at night. No.
Permit things that are on TxDOT's right away.
correct.
TxDOT will come and remove those.
Written permission.
So people are trying to get people off the highway, which is TxDOT right away, and then just past 25 feet faster.
Right, if you've got a lease or a rental in that agreement, then you have permission to be there. So that would be enough.
I think, yeah, so that they have visibility from Highway 29.
You have something to add? Thank you. Agreed.
So Mayor, so the language that I have penciled in here is, where it says the following standards shall apply to all types of signs. I'm adding a standard. It says must be in serviceable condition and be maintained in good repair. So that way, if it's not, then Ted could go and say, listen, you've got a really tattered sign out there.
And then you also have the fee at $25.
Oh, we can, yeah, I haven't changed that, but we can change that. That wasn't part of this. We can change the fee.
Is there anything else anybody has?
letter or lease, some,
That's on here with the written
Yeah,
permission
it's
from the
here.
property owner.
I'm going to go ahead and make a motion then, if there's no more discussion, that we approve ordinance 215-072826 with the fee at $25 and with all of the verbiage that you just mentioned, Mike.
You as in Mike.
I'll second.
Motion by Betty, a second by Tracy. All those in favor? You got all that, Mike? All right, thanks. 4.2, discuss and consider Economic Development Corporation FY 26-27 budget. So you should all have the budget in front of you. I just want to, I've spoken to a few EDC members privately. I just want to caution the EDC on how money is being spent in the next couple years, because if there is an opportunity that arises for the city where we can possibly a big purchase of land or something where we could do some sort of industrial park or business park, I would hate to lose that opportunity because we're nickel and diming, and I say that all the time, we're nickel and diming our budget away. That's just my cautionary tale to everyone.
Mayor, I know the budget's already before you, but something that may be considered is, that I see a lot of cities do, is they will actually put, like, whatever the budget is, say it's $100,000, easy math, and they'll put 50,000 for,
Right.
Current projects, and they can put things like signs and things on there, and then everything else is reserved and has to come back to council before they can spend it.
They do have a pretty decent reserve line item.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Well, I make them,
Yeah, I attended that meeting.
yeah, I was out of town, I would have been there, yeah. I make a motion, we approve the proposed 26-27 EDC budget.
I second.
A motion by Betty, second by Andis. All those in favor? That passes. Four point three, discuss, I'm sorry, I just did that one. 4.4, discuss and consider FY 26-27 budget request from Bertram Library for children's programmings. Did I skip it?
Skipped one.
Sorry. Let me back up. 4.3. Discuss and consider, I'm supposed to wear glasses, by the way, and I never wear them. So. Discuss and consider FY 26-27 animal shelter agreement with Hill Country Humane Society.
This is just the annual agreement. The number that's fixated into the proposed budget does earmark animal services,
Was there an increase this year?
Mm.
None?
what we have in the current budget.
And off the top of your head, do you know how many intakes we still have left for this?
7.
So it looks like it will carry over, and that didn't used to be in the previous agreement,
Right.
so.
That's a good thing for us. Intakes.
Oh. Yeah, make a motion, we approve the Hill Country Humane Society agreement.
We have a motion by Anthony, second by Randall. All those in favor? All right, back to 4.4. Discuss and consider FY 26-27 budget request from Bertram Library for children's programming of $3,500.
This is also earmarked into the fiscal year budget as well.
I'll make a motion, we pass the budget request for the Bertram Library Children's Programming at $3,500.
A second.
Motion by Andis, second by Betty. All those in favor? 4.5, discuss and consider San Gabriel Ranch feasibility study application request from Will Rollo for property located at 2609 County Road 322 for 200 LUEs. Who wants to start this?
Provided the normal memo and mapping that we normally provide to you. Nothing really to add. It's out on the county line, Williamson-Burnett County line, east of the city. The memo details all the important information there. The developer is here if you have questions, so I can leave it open to him. But yeah, it's pretty straightforward. It's a long ways to get infrastructure out there. Not a huge water amount. It's only 200 LUEs, but pretty far to get there. There's no infrastructure out there.
Anybody have any questions for Gary?
Is the developer going to come up and
Yeah, I was
speak?
going to ask him next if he'd like to say something.
Good afternoon, Mayor and council members.
Mm.
You guys over there. So, we kind of visit a little bit. This is Dr. Leatherman's ranch that I bought 3 years ago. So it's basically 700 acres. And as much as I'd love to raise cattle on it the rest of my life with my grandkids, it doesn't quite financially work that way. So, we're planning on developing it in the future. So, following the process of, applying for water. Appreciate the response, Gary. As we've got to, evaluate it. It's a big number.
Very big number.
Look
Does
forward-
anybody have any questions, Mr. Rollo?
No, sir.
Look forward to continuing to talk about it.
Yeah. That is pretty far out there.
Adam, how much additional work and burden would be for you?
I'm assuming they're larger lots. I hadn't actually seen anything, so I assume they're larger lots. It wouldn't be terrible. But I think the benefit would be, depending on if we're going down 29 or the back way, 29 would open up more commercial businesses.
Yeah.
That is a benefit.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
goes down
ideal.
321 and 322. One of the, I would say, one negative is it would be fed by a single line. So whenever if you had a leak, they're out of water until you get it fixed, and there's no storage out there either. So, you don't have any way to recover other than fix the leak, and everybody's out of water until everything comes back to pressure.
So you don't have in your proposal to add storage out there?
No, it's not in the memo at this point.
That was going to be my question is, as a new person on council, and I know there's a process, but would these type of things be addressed, and essentially at the end of the day, once we get hard numbers, then the developer would be paying for most of the expenses of the developing that far out?
Well,
All the expenses.
All the expenses?
all of the expenses. But there is no storage anticipated in the memo. We can add that if you want. So this would be, you would be serving the retail customer, not the developer as a wholesale connection. So they wouldn't have any responsibility on the water side other than paying for the infrastructure to get it there.
So once the infrastructure is done, it's done, and
Correct.
it's ours.
It's yours to maintain.
So we need to get it right on the
That's
first
correct.
try.
That's right. Yep.
Do you anticipate that we need more water storage if we went out that far?
Not for 200 houses. For
Okay.
the future, as they keep continuing to build out there, absolutely.
Okay.
I think the reason why we said they would need storage out there was because if there's a leak,
Then there
would be
would be
able-
some more available.
Yeah.
Yeah.
they could come from that end and not this end.
From the back way, we'd pull from our roach site, which is pretty much sitting there for fire protection at the moment anyway. So.
And that 200 LUEs, that's not the whole 700 acres? I'm assuming that's just a portion? I was asking if the 200 LUEs, that's just a portion of it. That's not the whole development.
So if we continue to, so potentially it could be expanded. but
I
that
would,
be
yeah, I
a
would
different
think so.
conversation.
You need to tower, probably a loop system from both ways around the houses.
We just need to look how we're gonna move forward with this.
Last thing I'd like to add, I think it's time, we're starting to get some bigger developments. I think it's time to update our application process and get as much information. So on this one, it was 200 acres. We obviously, 200 LUEs. It's not the whole property. We didn't get a land plan. I think we need a checklist and we need to update those applications so that we're getting as much information on the front side to be able to answer these, because storage comes in, and if this is only a small portion of the development, we're planning for just a percentage of what the overall is. So I think we need to see the bigger picture and ask for more information up front.
I think we do have we started to update that form that required more information. We just haven't implemented the actual form to grab that information moving forward.
Go ahead. Sure.
Probably to clarify this, to kind of help out a little bit, this has kind of popped up. So we, applied to the TCEQ to provide our own water. And part of that process is if you're within a mile of the city's CCN, it has to be presented to the city to give them the opportunity to see whether or not they want to service or not. And if they do, what is the demand or what the request is. So that's the process that's going on today. So assuming the question is, does the city care to provide water service outside their CCN or their city limits to developers? And then the answer is yes, no. And if not, we go another route. And if yes, you try to work together, try to figure it out.
Can I ask you, do you have any, a general idea of the acreage of this particular?
600 acres. But this particular
This particular.
place is 174 acres.
Okay.
Consists of 200 lots, 1 acre and half acre lots. And this property, if you don't know, abuts Rio Ancho, on 322.
Only, issue I have with it is where it's at as far as distance. We could have you'd have to request annexation for that, at least that portion. But we wouldn't really do anything with it because it doesn't touch the city, correct? It's so far away. Right. I'd have to look into that too. I don't think. It's just, if you're correct, and we could annex, that means they're paying city taxes. That means we're maintaining an island out there, and that's, it's not real far. But
I feel like we maintain an island out with headwaters, and I really wish we had.
I agree, and that's in my head. That's why I'm.
But this would be with us collecting property if we could annex it in. So, but I think it's too far out, to be honest with you.
So could we, let's say this was approved, and then Rio Ancho comes in and says, hey, you're here, we want to, could you annex, or like supply them with water, and annex Rio Ancho too? Or is that, because it's already developed?
In theory, they would request
They
it,
would have to request.
and I'm telling you, homeowners are chomping at the bit to pay more city taxes. I'm sure they would all be for it.
They may be, Councilmember Wilson, they may be for it. I know they're having water issues out there anyway. And they have came to the city in the past requesting how the city could provide them with water out at Rio Ancho, but they never did come back. after, I think they were just playing us off of their current provider, to be honest with you, but they did come at one point to the city. I think this project is too far out, and I think what Mr. Rollo is looking for is a no, so that he can take that
So
back
he
to
can go to the
CCU.
next step, yeah.
Is that what you're looking for, Mr. Rollo? A no? Not that one. Does anybody have anything?
Another thing I'll also consider is, granted, this is only 200 LUEs, but we have a limited water supply on paper because of
Correct.
with drought conditions and everything, they can scale that back from even what we have paper rights to do. They can say you only can use 75%. So that's also something to think about. I don't know where we're at right now with on our permit limits on how close we are. So it's also something to consider.
Anybody have a motion?
So we're just looking for a motion for a feasibility study, correct? We're not making a motion on approval of giving them water, right?
Well, I also don't want to kick this can down the road when Mr. Rollo needs an answer to move forward with other options. Personally, I don't think we can do it.
I'm going to make a
Right now.
motion that we decline the request for the 200 LUEs.
We have a motion by Anthony.
I'll second.
We have a second by Betty. All those in favor? We have 4. All those opposed?
I believe
So are you opposed? Are you opposed or?
opposed to
Yes.
at this time, yes.
Okay. All right. Hopefully that helps you out, Mr. Rollo. It is no. And if you need something from City Secretary, the minutes, we can provide those. 4.6, discuss and consider Beal Hill feasibility study application for 815 LUEs, 815 residential, commercial, and mixed-use development fronting Highway 29 east of city limits.
So this property is adjacent to the city, Bertram, and we've been talking about this particular property for the last 4 years?
Several years, yep. This is DV Flores's property east of town. Been through several studies on this one. The numbers bounced around a little bit. We're at 815 LUEs in this study. They provided a land plan. I talked to the developer engineer last week. They're still kicking around the idea. It sounded like they were going to come back to the city and talk about, in the past, they've brought up permitting and building a treatment plant on the east side of town so they don't have to go all the way to the one on the west side of town. They still want to talk about that at some point. I don't know if they've reached out to the city or not, but I had a short conversation with their engineer about that. But otherwise, the memo has everything in it that we've talked about over the past few years. Numbers have bounced around. Obviously, impact fees have increased and will continue to increase. We have the new one going in October that will increase the fees. This memo is based on that because they would have to get a concept plan and preliminary plat in and approved prior to that. So we included the updated fee from the October 1 implementation. But otherwise, happy to answer any questions, but it's pretty similar to the past ones, just the number bounced around a little bit on their side.
Council, I haven't spoken to Mr. Tony about his development since the memo went out, but last correspondence I've had with him, he wanted a meeting with myself, Adam McGarry, and the mayor to talk about this development. I don't know that we really need an approval, but I would like to continue to move forward with discussions on how we can get there, because this is adjacent to the city. It's right across the street from the city limits. It's a prime for annexation, and we've been discussing this project for like we said, over 4 years now. So I would like to continue discussions with them because they are bringing a commercial component to the table. They understand the infrastructure that's going to be needed, the additional wells that are going to be needed, and our water and sewer capacity situation that we got going on. So I don't want y'all to make an approval on 115 LUEs. Don't get me wrong. I think we need to just continue the discussion on what that looks like and how it's going to get funded. And they know development pays for development.
Wasn't he supposed to set that meeting up last week?
Yeah, we played phone back and forth with the email, but nothing has been, and then we had some other things that were going on that were more pressing. Mayor.
Understood. I was there.
I'd like to make a motion that we just approve a feasibility study and further discussion for this application for 815 LUEs.
Second.
We have a motion by Betty, a second by Anthony. All those in favor? That passes. 4.7, discuss and consider city's permitted water supply and expansion of water and sewer systems and supply options. The City Council of the City of Bertram reserves the right to adjourn into executive session at any time during the course of this meeting to discuss any matters listed on this agenda as authorized by the Texas Government Code 551.071, consultation with attorney. 4.8, discuss an update on pending legislation easement disputes. Once again, the City Council of the City of Bertram reserves the right to adjourn into executive session at any time during the course of this meeting to discuss any matters listed on this agenda as authorized by the Texas Government Code 551.071. The time is now 12:47. We're going to go into a closed session. Isn't that- Good. All right, time is now 1:15 PM. I call this meeting back to order. 4.7, discuss and consider city's permitted water supply and expansion of water and sewer systems and supply options. We don't need anything, no action on that. 4.8, discuss an update on pending legislation, easement disputes. It says legislation, I think it's supposed to say litigation. Need a motion. Direct city staff to move forward.
I make a
mean-
motion that we direct city staff to move forward as discussed.
Second.
We have a motion by Betty, second by Anthony. All those in favor? That passes. Community input. Penny, do you want to talk? You signed in for community input. Do you want to speak some more on something? You don't even want to say anything? Okay. Ooh, don't say growth in a small town. So that grew too fast. I don't think anyone said we don't want HEB, but. Mm. Well, anyone that wants to invest in this town, you're welcome. So,
Not till HEB knows. You better have a whole lot more rooftops where HEB's coming up.
all right, future agenda items.
I have not been approached by a grocery store wanting to come in here, I know that. I haven't heard anything about it.
We never heard anything about the Supermercado. Is that the one you're talking about? They put a sign up, never came to the city for years. So,
That sign was there
so
when
you
I
may be
moved
hearing
here.
the wrong information, but we've never heard anything. They have pulled no permits. So, but thank you. Okay. Appreciate that. All right. Any future agenda items?
Yeah, can we put something on there to update the forms that we talked about earlier, the water, the tap, and so forth that Gary mentioned? Oh, okay. And paperwork that I passed out to y'all earlier about the company that HIS Hargrove. I'm talking to them and looking into them about writing some grants for us, but I'm also going to, I just realized we have a company or two that we have grant writing with that I'm going to be speaking with, so we can get some more grants written for this town for growth and for some infrastructure and so forth. So hopefully you have something to
Put
talk
on the
about.
agenda?
We had a proposal from that company that Anthony's talking about, and we've never presented that to the rest of the council. So
Right.
they gave us a cost
I
proposal for their
have
services.
enough to propose as far as
So-
price-wise, but not enough.
So grant writing services.
Yeah.
Let's do that. Just put
Okay.
grant writing services. That'll be easy enough. Thank you.
Okay, we also, I've tasked Betty Predmore. So Sunday, I got a call from the county judge. There was a fire right outside of town, 360 acres, I believe, burned. The judge called me and he said, I'm having to evacuate people. I need somewhere to put them. Does Bertram have anything? And I just said, no, Bertram, we don't own any buildings where we could house people or even temporary as far as the city and the municipality. So we reached out to the Bertram Community Center, and they were gracious enough to let us in. My wife and I went and unlocked it. I sent her to get water and snacks, and we were set up for evacuees from that fire. But it got me to thinking that I had to think about that. And it would have been nice to have a network where as soon as I got that call, it would have been easy just to start rolling resources. So Betty is taking the job of putting an emergency response network together, dealing with our law enforcement, fire, churches, any organization that can help during a natural disaster or whatever, anything that comes up that we need to help our neighbors. So she was tasked with doing that. She's gonna put something together and hopefully in a couple of weeks present it to the council so we can add it to our emergency response. So if we can add, do we need it for next?
I would probably prefer that be the following
Okay.
meeting, because the people I've contacted so far, they have to talk to like boards and trustees and things like that. So I need a little more time, I think, than the next meeting.
And I will say that the ARC of Highland Lakes, they were here immediately. They met us there. They were prepared to bring food. So that's another great resource. But anyway, I just, it's important for us to be prepared to take care of our neighbors in times of disaster.
Make sure that we are, all of us are.
Oh,
Oh, 100%.
Yeah,
Yes.
there's a spot for all of y'all's numbers. Yeah.
All right, anything else? Future agenda items? All right, thank y'all for your time. This meeting's adjourned.
I need a
Oh, I'm
motion.
sorry. I'm getting
I
ahead
make
of
a
myself.
motion, we adjourn the
I
meeting.
second, hurry up, go.
We got a
let's
motion
go.
by Betty, a second by Anthony. All those in favor? That passes, and this meeting's adjourned. Thank y'all.
DeAndre, Joe.
I never know how many times to hit.
So that was up by Brian. Just put in town,